Hello everyone, I go by the name of Roxy Rose, and this right here is Roxy Rose Guides debt update for the month of February 2025. Let's see what we did, y'all. Hello everyone, so welcome and welcome back, y'all. We have just finished the wonderful month of February. So now we're going to go ahead and get into our debt update. So I'm going to just turn into our page, our wonderful page where we can get started with this debt update. I hope you guys are enjoying our wonderful new month of March, because February is long gone done and you know it's super short anyway. So we're going to just get into that. As always, y'all, we're going to go ahead and start with our revolving debt, aka credit cards, because that is the beginning of our debt update. All right. So we are in February 2025, and let's go ahead and input all of our debts so far, what's been happening, what's been going on. Alrighty. So right now we have Chase credit card, which went up about $600. So it's $14,500, which is a lot of money. I got to figure out a way to bring this down. And then my other Chase card is $300, and my Citibank, which I brought down by $300, $15,000. So that leaves us with a total amount of debt of $29,800. So unfortunately this month my debt has gone up. One of the reasons is I definitely been buying certain things recently to try to prep, as I mentioned before, and get things ready for the month. And I've been swiping away my credit card, so I really got to figure out my best way to get rid of things like this. But yes, I need to definitely bring that in the amount, because right now what I owe has gone up significantly, about $600. And every month I want this to go down. It shouldn't be going up. So remember that this card and this card is where I got a balance transfer. So these are actually money that is in my savings, but I'm waiting to use it for my business that I'm trying to open up. I'm still endeavoring whether or not to go into this business, praying to get some clarity. But this is where I'm at right now, and these are the reasons for these high balances. So I take this as I take these as more like temporary amounts, but I definitely need to try my best to figure out what I'm going to do when it comes to this business, so I could figure out how to pay these down, because it does affect my credit. It affects other things as well. So womp womp for our credit cards. Now let's go ahead and go to our non-revolving unsecured debt, aka student loans. These blasted, no good, very bad student loans. And these student loans, man, I've been trying to call my company for my student loans, and it's been hard to even call them to get information about my student loans, about what I need done. It's kind of annoying. But let's get into this one. So I made a payment earlier in February, but even though I made that payment, it seems like my amount actually went up. So I have $64,960. So I'm guessing I'm out of forbearance, and now those payments definitely, and the interest rates definitely started accruing interest again, which wasn't the case previously. Aspire has gone down. It is now $4,975.95. Then we have Mohila, which is currently the same. I have to call them this week to figure out what I need to do. I called previously and they said, oh, your student loans just changed into private student loans, which isn't possible. I know for a fact that's not possible. So we're going to get clarity on that because that doesn't even make sense. You can't randomly change a private student loan, federal student loan to a private student loan without giving me knowledge first. That doesn't make sense to me. But we'll continue to go ahead and figure that out. And this one is the lowest it's ever been. It's in the 14,000, so I'm super happy about that. Okay, $14,885.82. Okay, so all in all of these have gone down except this one. This one went back up. And with all the loans that I owe, I got to pay way more than 100. So I'm going to have to get a new income repayment plan to make sure that I supplement and help with this amount that I owe. So that makes my new total for student loans. Bam! This amount, which is $90,941. Now, I'm going to just say I'm actually a little bit confused about this. The reason why I'm confused is I actually paid an extra $300 this month for my private student loan. And I paid an extra $100, and I hadn't been making payments previously, $100 into this. So I feel like my amount should be lower. Because if that is not true, in 1 month, I've accrued $800 of interest, basically. $800, $900 of interest just in one student loan thing. How do you accrue $800 of interest in one? Like, that's never happened before. So I'm going to need to call them and figure out what's going on because this doesn't make any sense. In 1 month, I can't accrue $800 of interest, and I paid it down. That doesn't make any sense at all. So I'm definitely going to need to figure out what's going on and why it's like what happened. In fact, let me double check right now. Yeah, so we're going to check this. I went into the website, and I can't even find statements. I can't even find where my statements are on the website. Maybe you guys have Mohila and you guys know. If you do know, please go into the stuff. I looked into account history. I looked into loan details, but I can't even find these statements that each month I'm supposed to have a statement that tells me how much is there, how much was accrued, and this and that, and it's gone. It's not even available. So something's going on, and this is not right. Accruing that much interest over that amount of time, and I actually made a payment, that doesn't make right. That's not right. Now, my payment was low. It wasn't $99, but it was like $111. And $111, usually last time when I accrued interest, it ended up being about $300 that accrued. So $300 increase from the last time. About $300 and something, but this is excessive. So something is going on, and we're going to figure that out because that doesn't make any sense, especially since I made a payment. Yeah. So I'm glad I keep track of my finances. And these are the little things. These are the reasons why I'm so happy that I'm back to budgeting, because if you're not paying attention, companies can really take advantage of you and just either not pay off things like this one in forbearance, or hack up the price, let the price jump, and then you don't even know where it came from. When I call them, they're going to be like, wow, that is weird. That doesn't make any sense. And then they're going to make a change because this doesn't make any sense. And I love calling customer service. And I'll call it until I get somebody that's going to fix my problem because this doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that just made me kind of mad. because I haven't had a time where it jumped up to this amount. That's an extra $400, and I'm wondering why. And I've made my payments because they're automatic. They're automatic payments. Okay. All right. So now that we know that, let's go ahead and go into our overall debt for the month of February. Okay. Our overall debt. So we have a total debt of $29,800, $600 up from last month. And then we have our student loan debt, which is up from last time as well, $90,941. Okay. So now that we have all of that, we know our total debt altogether is, ready? I'm not ready. $120,741. I'm pissed right now. I'm really pissed. I mean, I know I spent some money during Valentine's Day. That could be it. It could be spending on my credit card. But I'm really pissed that it got up to this high. This really makes me upset. So our goal for next month is to definitely get this down, because this is despicable. It makes me feel bad. It makes me feel bad about myself. Like, I never wanted it to get high like this. And it shouldn't really matter that I'm taking out money for the business. I shouldn't owe like that. That really makes me sad. I shouldn't be increasing my credit card to this amount. This makes me kind of sad. Well, I will try to get to all of that together. In the meantime, now that we have gone over our credit card and our student loan debts, let's go over our net worth and update and our credit score, because those are super important, and those are areas that usually make me kind of happy. Let's go ahead and look into it. So first, we're going to start with our net worth. Remember, net worth is a combination of all of our savings, the car value, the home value, and all of our investments. And then we have that minus all of our liabilities, the credit card debt, the student loans, and the mortgage, because the car is paid off by the grace of God. So how much do we owe? No, what is the net worth? What is our net worth? Okay. So right now, based on our assets versus what we owe, we have a net worth of $91,722. That's how much we owe right now. That's how much we owe. So this is my current net worth for the end of February 2025. $91,722. So I'm pretty happy about that. If I look back at my previous net worth at the end of February, oops, that's January. At the end of January, I had a net worth of $100,500. I'm sure that went down because my debt went up. So we're definitely going to look into that and get a little bit more clarity. But as of now, that's where I am. Let's look at our credit scores. So our credit scores have gone up. Instead of 726, it's 728 and 749 is what I saw. So 728 and 749 are the two main scores that I saw. And then Experian had 759. So I'm just happy I'm, for the most part, back in the mid 700s. And I'm praying and hoping that I can, gain and get back to the 800s soon. Probably paying off or paying back all of this stuff with the credit would really help. So, Lord help me. This upcoming March, I have a lot to pay down, a lot to do. This March, especially for all teachers, we all know that March we have no days off. So it becomes pretty hard. March is kind of hard to dive through. I just finished parent-teacher conferences, so I'm back to doing small groups and guided reading groups and this and that, and trying to really push my kids so that they're prepared for second grade and getting their scores and everything to go up, their reading skills up, their math skills up. I mean, I'm normally doing that, but of course I want to make sure that, they're doing that during this time, going all the way until April. So we're going to have to mush through stuff. I'm excited though, because March is Women's History Month. So this month right now is Women's History Month. I'm excited because Women's History Month to me is like Black History Month. For most of existence, women did not have a lot of rights. And this is the time to definitely speak up and talk about women's rights. The fact that we're able to go to school, because I'm going to be honest, man, people think it's like a long time ago. My grandma was not allowed to go to school, given she was in another country, but, she wasn't allowed to go to school. She wasn't allowed to ride a bike. Neither was my mom. It wasn't culturally acceptable, so they didn't. People forget there's law acceptable and then there's culturally acceptable, which actually pushed back a lot of rights for women for many, many years, because culturally it might not be acceptable. So even though by law you could do it, everybody looks at you funny or condemns you or banishes you or basically makes you out to be evil for trying to divorce your husband or trying to do this or trying to wear pants or trying to do that. So you don't do it for many years until it becomes a little bit more acceptable and more people decide to do it. So people forget those things. Law isn't really the premise to where people are able to do things in this country and other countries. It really is something serious. So I hope you guys are taking this time, Women's History Month, to learn about facts about women's history. And, women's history really affecting the world. It's not just here, and understanding that women have just recently in the past few generations been able to really have rights that are going towards equal to men, It wasn't until, I think, the 70s that women were able to own property. Like, women had to have their husband sign. My grandma had to have a signature to leave the country. And she was from DR. She had to have a signature to leave the country without her husband. Or to, it's just a lot of things. And these are, I'm not that old. So I'm not even in my 40s yet. So I'm talking about my grandparents. I'm sure a lot of you guys that are watching, your grandparents didn't have to go through that. Thank God. That's a good blessing for you. But I'm saying that this because I want people to realize how this wasn't that long ago. And unfortunately, we're in a time where people are actually trying to take a lot of those rights back. But learning our history and knowing the truth is really, really important. Knowing what we are able to do now and how much of a blessing that is. The fact that we're able to go to school. The fact that we're able to go to school with boys and outperform them so many times. Because usually we do outperform men and boys in school. That's a blessing. All right. It's a blessing. All right. So I hope you guys have a wonderful and amazing Women's History Month. Amazing March. And take care. God bless. And Roxy Rose out.